Hello and welcome to the Iroquois Lacrosse Arena on the Six Nations of the Grand River Reservation as we continue with the 2022 Arena Lacrosse League playoffs with the first semifinal matchup between the Oshawa Outlaws up against the Whitby Steelhawks.
Just gonna put it there.
Lance Wynn working alongside legendary player, coach, and builder Blair Campbell. Glad to have you as long as we get to the starting goalies for the visitors from Oshawa. Lucas Nagy comes in with a 2-1 record, a 10.72 goals against average. And for Whitby, Lane Haruska, a 1-2 record, 15.37 goals against average. Head coaches for the Outlaws in his fifth season at the helm, Steve McCarthy. He's joined by assistants Joe Hiltz and Jeff Dowling. On the other side, in his fourth season as head coach, Gavin Prout. His assistant is Brad Reed. And as we get underway here, our officials crew. Roger Nurse is the crew chief. He's joined by Joel Furman and Mac Abbott. And Blair, as we get this thing underway, early possession for Oshawa. I say to you, Whitby has had a week off. Oshawa played last week. Who's got the advantage?
It's one of those things that's hard to say to anybody because, first off, it depends on how well Nagy comes up. And it depends on how they should have lots left in the tank. They've probably had a practice. I'm sure Whitby's had a couple. I know Coach Prout was really exuberant about playing 5-on-5 and stay out of the penalty box because that's where they think they can beat them.
Well, we've talked about that earlier, playoffs, quarterfinals, that discipline has to be a key here. And early on, the Steelhawks with a good defensive hold, they'll get it over the offensive timeline and move it along. Trent Boyd, he will look to peel off. And here come the Whitby offense. A bye again and looking down low. 1-2 backhand finish. And that's the way you start things off right here, right now. And a beautiful feed to Ethan Schott.
There's not much you can say about this. I mean, nice feed, dumping it through the middle in a three-person crowd, but accepting that ball in the way he did, going through the middle and then dumping it over his shoulder. Great play from that's a shooter. That's a goaltender, a goal scorer's goal. Sorry.
I stand corrected. Trent Boyd, of course, with his first goal of the playoffs. Whitby with a 1-0 lead right off the bat. They jump on possession. Tristan Hanna will pull it back out, and it'll be Curtis Romicic. Swinging around left side, half boards, looking for some room. They'll kick it to the top in Goodchild, and it'll work around to the right. Looking for an opening, Hanna runs into another defender, gets it to Cole Hanrahan, the outstanding rookie, as they'll swing it around. Quick shot by Romicic, wide of the mark, gotta hurry, 5 on the shot clock. That one goes off a defender, and a good hold by the Oshawa Outlaws as now Tompkinson will give way, and the Oshawa offense will go to work with Alex Simons. Simons swinging over to John St. John, won the scoring title one more time. Beauty dish, big save though, and no goal the call. So coming up big in the early going, Lane Haruska, and right off the bat, it's Cody Hamley. He'll swing it out, and Stefan Diachenko will swing it around, get to where he should. Left side, Dan Mickle working the screen and roll with Cody McMahon. Mickle's shot wide of the mark. Picked up now by Nolan. And here come the Oshawa attack. Mark DeBrone gets it over the offensive timeline. Just over 12 minutes to go here, opening quarter, semifinal number 1. As the winner of this game will advance to tomorrow's All-Cup Championship final. St. John, defender on him, ducks in, gets a shot off, good save by Haruska. Rebound on the carpet, loose in the slot, picked up, and Whitby now will move it over the timeline. Edwards, head of steam. He's got Hanrahan jumping in the rush. 1-2, Boyd! Just beauty save there as there's going to be too many men on the floor. And it's going to go against the Outlaws. And when you get too many men on the floor, Blair, you got to look towards that bench and the bench staff about letting guys go a little early.
Well, there's a little bit of that, but also, you know, these guys are really eager at this point in time to stay even. They don't want to give them that second goal and that fast break. So part of that's the bench, part of that's the the eagerness of the guys to get out on the floor, and that's the one thing you don't want to stop, is you don't want to stop the eager.
Whitby working at a 48% efficiency rate on the power play. The penalty kill for Oshawa at 60%. So they'll work it around the horn. McMahon out there, Hannah. McMahon trying to jump on that carom. Hannah will bail him out, looking down low. They've got a man sneaking in the back there. They were looking for Hanrahan, couldn't get it to him. And now Oshawa will leg it up over the timeline. Gage Board, one of the leaders on this team, will give way to St. John. St. John now and Luke Laskowicz, a deadly duo. Laskowicz finished third in the scoring. St. John running into a double team. He will wait, let things settle. Romachuk on him. Good switch hand. St. John going to have to get out of there, looking to get open. Simons with a good shot. So an excellent possession on the penalty kill. Halfway there with a minute left. And Oshawa now with a fresh clock. Simons. And Blair, you remember back in the day, no shot clock when you're killing a penalty. And you've had some guys able to kill that 2 minute on their own. Different story now.
To be quite honest with you, the person they can thank for the shot clock is an old fella by the name of Jimmy Bishop, who went out west, scored a goal in the first minute of the third period, never gave up the ball for the rest of the third period.
Well, and if you've traveled in the lacrosse circles, you know who Jim Bishop is, as McMahon sizing up things in that left shooter spot, dumps it down, kick pass, Hanrahan lets it go. Good toe save as Nagy almost had it go behind him, and now it's going to be Aki. Aki got ahead of steam. He'll take the shot. Big save there. Harushka again, that one wide. Picked up, and a good job by Chris Veltman as he'll peel out. And good job of killing the first penalty of this game as Josh Gilray now out there on the right side. St. John. He'll kick it over. Jake McNabb, another outstanding offensive weapon for the Outlaws. Big shot from way out by Katoni. And not able to corral it. Here come the Steelhawks. Matt Boysono working with Hamley. Big save there by Nagy. Ball loose, and a little bit too much on the too much was McDonald, and Mickle now will flip. And it'll be Owen Boyle. He'll swing it around. Hannah working on that right side. Diachenko bounce shot. Good save by Nagy again. Ball loose now, hustling for it. And touch, so Mickle allowed to bring it back. And he'll make a quick pass over the timeline. 9 minutes here, opening quarter, semifinal number one. Goodchild swinging around. Hannah, skip pass. Trying to do the crease dive, definitely ran out of real estate. And now the Outlaws will bring it up with Niall Sear.
Lance, I'll tell you what, Whitby's got to start getting some north-south movement more than just the ball, because other than that first goal, everything's been from outside the dotted line. They got to get penetration.
And that's where you want to be inside that dotted half circle. Highest percentage shot. Katoni gets bounced out. Good hard defense there, and he's got to work hard. Dumps it. Laskowicz, 1-2, big save. So Harushka has come up big here in the early going. Goaltending on both sides has been outstanding here in the early part of this first quarter. Kelly. Rowan Kelly will kick it over, and Whitby now will try to work in a little bit closer to that half circle. Swinging around, looking down low on the give and go, and nothing doing there. Nagy didn't even see that. To the races now, Zach Tompkinson. He's got Veltman with him. Chris Veltman. He's going to go to the bounce. Harushka, big save there. Picked up now and moved up by Ryan McCrory. McCrory looking the back door. Doesn't have the numbers. Doesn't matter. Going to try to duck in. He'll think better of it. Peel out. Looking down low for the quick stick, but nothing doing there. As it's going to be Nolan that's going to bring it up over the timeline. Gilray. One-on-one with the isolation, looking for a screen from McNabb. Nothing doing there. Laskowicz comes out late. He'll float in. 10 on the shot clock. Looking down in the post area. Can't connect with Gilray. Laskowicz hit from behind, and that's going to take us to our first official's timeout. Whether or not we have a penalty called or not will remain to be seen. Alterna Savings and the All are excited to promote the second annual National Lacrosse League Alterna Cup competition this season. Canadian teams are competing in head-to-head matchups to capture the cup and be crowned the top Canadian team in the NLL. Check out NLL.com and Alterna.ca for the up-to-date standings and schedule. And, of course, Circle K and the Froster Active Kids program are proud sponsors of the Arena Lacrosse League and Junior All program. You can purchase a Froster at your nearest Circle K store. Thank you, Froster Active Kids. And Blair, your thoughts early on? We're early in this first one. What have you seen going right for Whitby?
Well, as I said with Whitby, Whitby's got to get some penetration. Oshawa's getting the penetration, but Huska's standing on his head. Right now, that's the only reason that Oshawa hasn't picked up about 3 goals. But one of the things that Coach McCarthy said was it's important to them to get off to a quick start and don't let Oshawa get away from them. So, and the biggest thing they've got is that they got to get the good transition as well and good goaltending. And on the other side of the fence, you've got Coach Prout, his comments, we got to limit their offensive chances. They've got some great goal scorers in Oshawa, and we've got to limit their chances, which in that case leads to his next one being reverse transition, getting back from offense to defense.
Good defense makes for a good offense. Right off the bat, Katoni's shot stopped, and Kelly now will pick it up, and Whitby a good pass, and it's Romicic. He's got numbers. Good transition D. Romicic's going to take it in. Tried to go 5-hole. Nagy denied that, and back the other way come the Outlaws. Legging it over the time is Oral Manderville, another outstanding rookie here in the Arena Lacrosse League, as he'll give way to Jake McNabb. McNabb working with Simons on that right side. Laska, which will float into the top, as will McNulty. Give and go, and that's going to be a penalty. So McNulty and St. John working that. And for the first time in this game, the Outlaws will go to work with a man advantage.
He's calling this a holding call. I thought the signal that I saw, I know, I thought he was saying he was on his back, but he was saying he grabbed his jersey. Have
an outstanding officiating crew out here, as Roger Nurse, Mac Abbott, and Joel Furman around the horn. So St. John and McNulty on that left side. Laskowitz at the top. McNabb and as McNabb gets an opening sidearm, Gilray on that right crease. That's going to go all the way down. That's going to be a violation. A minute and a half left in the penalty. We are just over 6 minutes to go here in the opening quarter. Winner of this will advance to tomorrow's All-Cup final. Second semifinal to follow. It will be the top seed Six Nations Snipers taking on the St. Catharines Shockwave. As looking to work some clock here are the Steelhawks. Mickle gets a step on board, kicks it back out. Couldn't connect. DeBrone all over that. And he will pick it up now, and Oshawa now will try to take advantage here on the power play. Take Katoni at the top now. St. John has that shot blocked. Ball loose. Katoni tracks it down. No reset. 10. Quick shot. What a save by Harushka. Stuck that arm out. Kelly now is going to come out of the pack. 2 on him. He's going to flip that back and scooped up Hannah. Hannah's got a chance right at the chest. So Nagy made himself as big as possible, cut down all the angles, and made the save.
That's another form of discipline that you got to have. You can't take that shot when you got 26 seconds left and you still got 2 guys between you and the goaltender on the 30-second clock.
You're a tough coach. I say if you get a chance.
I agree with you, but not when you still got 2 guys between you and a goaltender.
Got it. Romicic trying to track this loose ball down. He does. Jumping with him is McCrory. Romicic going to Looks, pass, what a finish! Trent Boyd. And Trent Boyd is feeling it today, his second of the game, and it's 2-0 for the Steelhawks.
Bad situation defensively for Oshawa. The man on the opposite side of the ball got caught watching the ball, and all Boyd did was take a little step away from him, and that was a perfect pass right in his stick, and boom, boom, in the net.
Well, you know, Blair, in order to finish with the quick stick, you have to get a good pass, and that's certainly the delivery was right there, and doesn't look like a whole lot of rust on this Whitby team right now as Cecil gets it to Veltman as they'll peel off and head to the bench. Job well done. Let the offense go to work here, and some of these offensive juggernauts in St. John and Laskowicz going to have to step up here. Big shot. Harushka denying everyone, though. Oshawa's had some good chances as Cody Hamley deep in the offensive end. Doesn't have the numbers as they'll set things up. Tyler Goodchild working this left side. Half boards, one-on-one. Nolan on him. He'll swing it around. Boyd has Mickle with him. Quick shot there by Hanrahan. Wide of the mark. Nagy has that, and away comes Nolan. 3:45 to go.
Sorry, Lance. That surprised me with Coach Gavin Prout on that delayed man coming off the bench. There's no point putting a left-hand shot when it's the right-hand side close to the bench. That should have been a right-hand shot coming over there. He would have had a shot right from the dotted line.
10 on the shot clock. Laskowicz dumps it down low, and Gilray, great stick check just in the nick of time, and here come the Steelhawks. Braden Curran, transition, dumps it off, 1-2, Hannah! Lighten it up, 3-0 Steelhawks.
How'd you like to have a percentage of 3 shots, 3 goals?
Because that sure seems like the way the percentage is. Haruska, though, keeping them in the game.
You're right on that aspect. And one of the conversations I had with Gavin Prout before the game was I asked him if he had seen the games last week, and he said that he had. And he said it amazed him, and we both kind of said it at the same time, with Brampton Arena being such a small rink, the number of fast breaks that were there and guys getting clear and getting good shots. And he said, if we can do it, we need to do it today, and they sure are right now. They're getting transition extremely well.
Well, in Oshawa, of course, winners over Peterborough, 20-12 to advance to this game. I thought they put together their best game of the season collectively. And we'll see if they get on track. St. John, things got to go through St. John, and that's the bottom line. He is the catalyst out there. McNabb looking on the screen. His underhand, well wide of the mark. Going to be a race for it now, and it's going to be Mark Farthing. Farthing's going to go for it. Farthing!
You know something? It's always a bonus when a backdoor guy scores a goal for you. And it's even more so when he scores it on a fast break and picks a corner right between the top corner to bottom corner, but he fed that right between the knees and the elbow. Perfect shot.
3 transition goals of the 4 by the Steelhawks, so some adjustments certainly going to have to be made defensively as Aki and Salfish trying to swim his way out of that one. Cecil battling for it, but it's picked up by Schott, flipped over, and things settling down with Curran. So Whitby just seems a little more composed at this time here. I mean, Oshawa, and again, 4 quarters to this game, Blair, so a long way to go as Mickle now will set things up as we inch towards the 2-minute mark here in the first. 5 on the shot clock, gonna have to hurry. McMahon has Boyd, nothing doing on the connection now, and it's gonna be Aki or Manderville. Manderville with Sear with him. Shot wide of the mark, and it's gonna come the other way. Good job by Laskowicz to save it, but right to Hamley. Hamley now is gonna peel out and wait for the rest of the offensive troops. Mickle bounces off one check, kicks it off to Hanrahan. Good hands to hold that. He'll flip and get to his right side. Goodchild now will set it up. Good child. Looking to swing it to the right. Goes to the bounce. Good save by Nagy. It'll stay right here. Fresh 30 for the Steelhawks. Hanna swinging around to Handy Hanrahan. Looking for an opening. He'll let that overhand go again. Good save by Nagy. Sear picks up that loose ball, and he'll zip it up to McDonald. Thomas McDonald trots over the timeline. We're under a minute to go now here in the first. Gilray. Oshawa would like to at least get something here before the quarter's over. Gilray's shot, not a high percentage one, does a good job to go airborne. It's going to draw a penalty, and see if they get called on the retaliation, but it looks like Ryan McCrory is going to go, and the Outlaws are going to get a late power play, their second of this game, with 42.9 seconds left.
Well, we'll see if Ruska can stay perfect through this quarter, and if he can't, it's going to be a big plus for Oshawa.
Not now that you put the hex on him, for sure.
I never mentioned the S word.
All right. McNabb, Laskowitz at the top, St. John and McNulty again on that left side. Interchange, good skip pass. And a no look again. St. John, Laskowitz has room. His shot finds the mark. So Luke Laskowitz, on time, power play marker for the Outlaws.
And
yes, you put the hex on him for sure, without a doubt. We got ourselves a 4-1 game.
But I'll tell you, that had to be a perfectly placed shot, because that just caught above his stick, above the webbing of his stick, right where it meets the handle.
Well, Luke Laskowitz is a master at that. So that's what he does, and he found just enough of an opening there as late goal gets the Outlaws on the board, but at no time are they in control. Gage Board working, 15 on the game clock. Board with a double team, tries to dump it off, gets Veltman, kicks it off, going for a last shot. Katoni, 5 on the game shot. He lets it go. Harushka steers that aside, and that will do it. 15 minutes in the books. The Arena Lacrosse League semifinal number 1. 4-1 Steelhawks. All set for the second quarter as the Steelhawks leading the Outlaws 4-1. Semifinal number 1 here at the Iroquois Lacrosse Arena. Off the draw, Cecil. Cecil was a real factor in their playoff win last week, as he did a lot of the, we won't call it grunt work, but a lot of the little things that make a difference as far as toughness goes. Managed to chip in on the goal sheet, as now Laskowitz again. As I apologize, that looks like Simons. And that is the case there, and we just talked in the break, Blair, about where you think the holes are on Harushka, and 5 holes certainly came up.
Well, that's a defensive breakdown. You can't let that guy get 5 feet away from you on a quick pass, because side to side, he quick sticks it right into the net, which he did. As a goaltender, that's one of the places you don't have any chance.
Off the draw, picked up by Sear, and he'll work it up to Gage Board. So Oshawa got to be feeling a little better here, as they've reeled off 2 straight to cut the deficit in half, and now they go back to work on St. John. Looking for something, gets a step. He's going to take it strong. St. John, good save by Harushka. And Braden Curran now is going to pick that up, and he will move it up over the timeline. Curran, another outstanding transition player for the Steelhawks. Spent a couple of years playing for the River Wolves, and now made the slide over. Cody Hamley trying to spin his way to the net. Ran out of real estate. Outlaws with possession now, and they're going to move it up over the timeline. DeBrone. He'll think better of it. Looking for Katoni. Instead gets it to Laskowitz, who will swing it around to Gilmore. Katoni, half boards, one-on-one isolation, gets a screen. He's going to come around looking down low for the roll. But some good defense there, and Steelhawks now powering their way up. Look out that back door. Edwards tried to zip that through and thread the needle. Good job to hustle and track down that loose ball. He'll be a little more deliberate now on the flip back.
That was not a high percentage pass on that one across.
Not with two defenders there. That underhand goes off of Veltman. So a big shot there by Boyle. And a fresh clock here for Whitby. Mickle looking for an opening, doesn't have it, kicks it back out. No look skip. Boyd get it back out top. McMahon will work it around, and that's going to be a retaliation penalty. So an illegal cross-check to the Steelhawks is going to give the Outlaws another power play opportunity. Looks like it's Dan Mickle, the guilty party. 1 for 2 with the man advantage are the Outlaws here in this game, and Blair a chance to close the gap after Whitby got out to a good start. Oshawa seems to be picking up some momentum.
And it's funny, it's one of the things that Gavin Proch said, with the power that this team has on offense, we can't give them a 5-on-4 opportunity. So,
Laskowitz, McNabb on that side with Gilray, St. John and McNulty on the left side. And St. John, McNulty have been working together for their entire Arena Lacrosse League careers. And McNabb lets the overhand go. Lays on the carpet in the crease. Haruska chopping down a tree or two, trying to smother that ball. Loose in the corner. Good soccer fall by St. John, and it's going to be Boissonneau that comes out of the pack. Doesn't have numbers, so he's going to wait as the defense and the tranny players out there working to kill this penalty. Just under a minute 20 left in the man short. Boissonneau, a welcome addition. Hanrahan out there working in the man short situation as well, and no call as his shot well wide of the mark with time winding down. And now the Outlaws with Zach Tompkinson will go to work here. Just under a minute to go in the man advantage. Familiar setup, same 5 out there for the power play unit. And we'll see if Laskowitz can get that shot off and if St. John can get in this offense now. Gilray given some time. Harushka steered that aside. Fresh clock, though. 30 seconds left in the penalty.
Oshawa's got to start moving this ball faster. Right now, there's a pass, and it's staying in somebody's stick for 3 seconds.
And a good job, and there you go. You're right, Blair. You managed to get a stick in that shooting lane. McNabb has an opening, dumps it down. Tried to quick stick McNulty. Nothing doing there as St. John and McCrory, as things getting a little testy here, as we know a trip to the All-Cup on the line. Steelhawks over, and they did not make it over the timeline, so a quick possession change to board. 10.5 to go here, second quarter. 4-2 in favor of the Steelhawks. Gilray, and too much going on in there, as that was one busy half-dotted circle. So crew chief Roger Nurse not taking any of it, and it looks like St. John's going to go for Oshawa, and
that's it.
That's going to be it. And you certainly don't see that very often, as St. John probably one of the least penalized guys in this league. Either way, second power play opportunity for the Steelhawks. They are 0 for 1. So Hanna will man the top here. He's got Boyd and Hanrahan on the right side. McMahon on that left side. They'll work the 2-man game here and look for the skip. Boyd work it around. Hanrahan will sniff it, kicks it back out. Boyd lets it go. Nagy, easy save there. And if you're Oshawa, that's the shot you're looking for, Blair. You want it well outside.
If you're Whitby and you're going to make that shot, you better make it on a quick stick and not when goalie's got time to turn, set, move across. You can't do that.
Catoni, 1-on-1. Going to try to take it strong. Good defense there. 2 defenders on him, and I'm not sure what's going on there with Simons
They're
and
both going.
Rowan Kelly. And it looks like they are both going to make that slow stroll. Possession will stay right here with the Outlaws. Sometimes when you get it, you got to give it back. Just to be tough. So coincidental roughing minors.
I think they both. I think he signaled illegal cross-check, but either way, I mean, it still remains 5-on-4.
And that is the case. So not a whole lot changed except a couple 2 in the box as Katoni now is going to go for a jog with 1:10 left in the penalty. 9.5 to go here, second quarter. As Katoni going to try to get a step, splits 2, gets a shot off wide of the mark. We're going to play the carom. It's going to be a violation. It's going to be possession to McCrory and the Steelhawks. Good transition D by Oshawa as they hustled back this time around, and Whitby going to be very deliberate here with 45 seconds left to get a good shot. Boyd out there with McMahon at the top this time around. Careless pass there, but McMahon able to track it down. 5 on the shot clock. Got to zip it, got to hurry. Boyd shot, steered aside by Nagy. Good hustle in there by Josh Tagore. Tagore wasn't in the lineup in their playoff win last week, so good to get that speeder. Comes Boyd. Transition, they got numbers. Aki's with him. Hits the trailer. Tompkinson. Big finish. Zach Tompkinson. It's 4-3.
One of the things that was mentioned to me before the game by the Steelhawks, very important, was their reverse transition. We got to get off the floor. And I watched a couple of the guys from Whitby just slowly jogging off the floor, and that, until you get into that box, those guys on defense can't get out. And that's what caused that goal. You got to get to the box in a hurry. On and off the floor with a purpose.
Cecil with a good spin, and he's going to get hauled down as him and Romicic, and it looks like Romicic with a little extra there, as you can bet they'll both be going. And Blair, I think that it was a very poor offensive set for that power play by Whitby on that possession.
Yep.
Had to rush a shot with 5 seconds left. And that forced it at the other end, as we'll see here what's going on. And once again, the Oshawa bench being extremely vocal.
They're looking for more than just a 2-minute minor on this, and that's all he's getting.
Well, and usually with 3 in the box, that would result in a penalty shot. But I think with the coincidental offsetting penalties.
No, I think there's only 2 in each box right now. I don't think Oshawa got one on that play. I think it was only. Oh, no, he was sitting behind. I apologize. I couldn't see him.
We'll see here what Roger Nurse says about this. 3 seconds left in the initial Oshawa penalty. 8:25 on the clock. So it looks like they are going to be offsetting.
Because both of the last 2 penalties were offsetting, technically there's only 1 guy in the box. They get to play 5-on-5.
So no extra 2 for Romicic, and it's going to be 5-on-4 for seconds, and now teams will play 5 aside. Hannah work it around. Boyd looking to snap that, and McMahon wasn't able to catch that cleanly. Tompkinson to flip to Manderville, and Manderville now will move it up to Gage Boyd. So Oshawa's done a good job to claw their way back into this game. Whitby, though, has kind of fallen a bit silent after putting up the first 4 goals. Katoni looking for Laskowicz. Good hands. Didn't have the angle. thought better of it. 5 on the shot clock. Katoni on the run. Good job of blocking by Farthing. And McCrory now is going to put on the speed and move it up over the timeline.
I think you called it, Lance. I think what Whitby's done right now is they've stopped running. They're basically just floating around the floor.
Floating, but there, another good save by Nagy. And you see Nagy goes into that crouch, and he covers up both top corners with his shoulders. And now Nolan. Don't have numbers, so he thinks better of it. Checks the back door. Nothing doing. He'll wait for the rest of the offense. Get it to Jake McNabb. McNabb, skip pass. Gets it back. Laskowicz has room. Bullet steered aside by Harushka. And he'll try to smother it and fish it into his crease, and he does. And still fighting for it is Gilmore. But now it's Boissonneau. Does a good job to hold on to it. Has Curran with him. Boissonneau's going to go the other way. He gets tracked down by Aki. Aki now with Board and Manderville. Good transition D, though. Much better hustle, but a good screen. Just too much on that by Manderville. And that will take us to our officials' timeout.
You got to get moving, guys. You're standing still. And I mean, how did they score 3 of their first 4 goals? Fast break. It's not happening. And it's just, I don't want to use the word laziness, but it's lackadaisical. They've got to get their butts moving.
Well, that was what you talked about. Now, would you say that it's more about Whitby not executing, or do you think that Oshawa has done a good job of making some adjustments?
Oshawa's made some minor adjustments. There's no question about that. But 100%, it is Whitby just not doing what they came out doing.
Got to stick to the game plan for sure. Stick to the game plan, stay out of the penalty box. Certainly high on your list.
On that last play right there, it was funny because I was watching Laskowicz, who got picked 4. He actually looked at the referee before he let the shot go because he knew that the Whitby guy had gone down, and he knew it was going to be a possession turnover.
So as we get set to go, of course, gold medal daddy Roger Nurse, also an outstanding official, as we get set to go here. Steelhawks now with possession. They'll swing it over. Hanna looking for an opening. Gets a screen from Mickle. Kicks it back over to the left side. McMahon will swing it around. They'll get it back to Mickle. Mickle. Good pass. Gets it. And that shot there, as I apologize, that was actually Diachenko to Mickle, and tiptoeing on that white line. Nothing doing was Mickle. And now the Outlaws will bring it back the other way. Cecil. Long strides. He makes up some ground. Shot on him. As Shot can match him stride for stride. Get it over. Laskowicz will swing it back to the top, and Katoni. St. John. Got to get St. John going. Flip back. Katoni. And no call on the high stick, as that will go off the screen. And you can bet Gavin Prout and Brad Reed not too pleased with that no call. Either way. Ursu. Looking for Hanrahan. That pass ends up on the other side. Boyd. Get some room, Trent Boyd. So Trent Boyd has been a man on a mission. That's his 3rd of the game. And more importantly, it restores that 2-goal advantage for the Steelhawks.
I still like the shooting percentage he's got going. But again, this is a situation where Whitby got the ball moving instead of them moving the ball. I know that sounds kind of silly, but you've got to get the ball in and out of a stick and get it moving to get the defense turned and the defense moving. other than that, it was a great shot.
Hanna off the faceoff. Hanna, what a save by Nagy. Good job by Veltman to clear house and get it up to Gage board. Good transition D by the Steelhawks. As now Oshawa will set things up. Gilmore will swing it around. McNulty kicks it. Laskowicz, he could tee that up from anywhere as McNabb looking for an opening. Good defense on him. Getting chased, getting worked by Boissonneau. McNulty's shot blocked. Outstanding defensive hold by the Steelhawks as they bring it back now with 4:45 to go here in the second. Quick pass out. Bullet right between the eyes of Nagy, and you see him give his head a little bit of a shake. As now Diachenko, one-on-one, he'll peel around. That shot blocked. Good job by DeBrone and company. As Nagy plays a little interference, and DeBrone will avoid another defender, get it Catoni. Swinging around, down low, right side half boards. Gilmore. Catoni. Skip past Laskowicz. Right there striking the pose was Haruska, and he's going to air that one out back door. One hop on the short hop. And a good job by Goodchild. He's got Nolan all over him. A little more air on that and probably would have been a scoring attempt. As that good fake there and accuracy just not there. And here come the Outlaws in transition. Gage board. Had Veltman with them. Has got McNabb. McNabb! 5-4 game.
And again, Whitby got caught in the reverse transition. They sat down and took this shot, and every guy on offense was inside the dotted line. You can't have that. You got to have somebody, 1, 2 minimum, getting your butts back, so you got to give your goaltender some help. And good job on board to keep running with the ball.
3.5 minutes to go here in the opening half. Possession to the Steelhawks. Hanna now, half boards on the right side. He's going to look to get a step on Cecil, and a lot of grunting and groaning. Diachenko gets a screen, nothing doing, good defense. Wide open was Romachich, and Nagy again closing down all angles, and the outlet pass moved up, and it's Josh Taguri. Looking at that back door. Gilmore, and we're going to have a delayed penalty now to the Outlaws. As there was, both benches were pretty loud about something going on behind the play.
Well, that's your old too many men on the floor play, and man, you got to stop that.
Well, that's the second time in this game there's been a too many men call. Third power play for the Steelhawks. They're 0 for 2, and they've given up a shorthanded marker. So see how they fare here. And you've got Boyd out there as he's working with Hanna on that right side. They'll work it around the horn. Goodchild now. Get it back. Everyone gets a touch. Owen Boyle at the top, and Sear. And a quick outlet to Gage board. And I'm not sure about you, Blair, but that didn't look like Whitby's number one power play unit out there.
Well, I'll tell you one thing. They did move the ball around a little quicker and better. It was a poor choice of shots.
Under 10 on the shot clock. St. John, he's going to put on the brakes. Wrong stick side. Going to have to hurry. And I'm not even sure what went on there, as that's going to be another too many men on the floor call.
I think they're going to talk about it because the guys were on the floor, but inside the 3-foot.
From what it looked like, I think it was an errant pass, and it just looked like it went to the guy coming out of the box, but he didn't advance anywhere. So it'll be interesting to see what they decide. But as long as you're in that restricted area.
But if you're in that restricted area making a change, you can't play the ball.
Can't play the ball, and that's the. So there is no penalty called on the play as they clarified it. And
I always got to give the referees their kudos when they get together and discuss it, as long as you get the call right.
That's the bottom line. So back to work. Looks like power play unit with Boyd, Hanrahan on the right side, McMahon at the top. See here, Whitby, a little stagnant. They move it around, keep it on the right, McMahon. He's got room. Hanrahan looking for an opening. Good skip. Good child shot. Nagy lays there, and Tagore picks it up, and he's going to race up with McDonald. So some good ball movement by the Steelhawks, not able to pocket one, and it's still a one-goal game with 40 seconds left in the man short. Minute 35 left here in the second quarter. McDonald drawing a crowd. 5 on the shot clock. He's just going to try to get a shot off and does. Good job there, working some clock now, and Whitby will have 20 seconds to work with here. Boyd has been their main man with 3 of their 5 goals here in this game. McMahon echoes off the post. He'll track it down. 5 left in the penalty. So I'm not sure if McMahon's going to wait here. I think just to avoid possibly a shot carrying in a breakaway. Under a minute to go here in the quarter. Hanrahan. He dumps that down and picked up by Mickle. Couldn't do anything with it, and now Gage Board. 35 seconds left in the half. Last chance here for the Outlaws. Trailing by a goal. Katoni gets a screen. St. John. Skip pass. 1-2. Great save by Harushka. And timeout called by the Steelhawks with 24.2 seconds left in a one-goal game. And Mr. Campbell, what do you got with a shot clock, full shot clock in last possession?
If you're looking at getting the ball in anybody's stick other than one man to shoot this ball in the last 2 or 3 seconds, I think you better give your head a shake as a coach from Whitby, because if it's not going in Boyd's stick, I'm going to be the most shocked guy in this rink.
Well, he certainly is the hottest Steelhawk player, as he's got 3 goals. Mark Farthing's chipped in with a transition goal, as has Tristan Hanna. That's accounted for the 5 goals. And you look at the score, 5-4 at the half. That tells you, Blair, some good goaltending and some good defense.
Great goaltending, and I'm pretty sure if you're either Dowling or McCarthy, and after the start they had being down 4-0, if you were to tell them you were only going to be down 5-4 at the end of the half after that start, I think they'd be pretty happy to be with that.
I think they'd be more than happy for sure. As Hanrahan now will bring it up, and they'll move it up. 20 on the game clock. They're going to be very deliberate. Net empty at the other end. They're going for this last one shot. Can't afford a carom the other way. Hanna looking down low. Boyd on the curl off the crossbar. So you diagrammed that perfectly, Blair. Picked up the iron, 2.8 seconds left. So a chance for one more quick shot. Hanna zips it over. Moved by Goodchild and almost steered it, but Nagy up to the task. 30 minutes in the books here at the ILA. 5-4 Steelhawks. All set to go here for second half, as we have been treated to a very entertaining first 30 minutes here at the ILA semifinal number 1. So a 5-4 game in favor of the Steelhawks, with a trip to tomorrow's championship final on the line In the Arena Lacrosse League, you don't play for bronze. So you lose and you go home. As off the draw, Zach Tompkinson, he will control it and dumps it up to Gage Board. Board in traffic, gets it to Veltman. Veltman now will hold steady, and here comes the Oshawa offense. You got to figure trailing by a goal. They're feeling it here in Laskowitz. First shot and a half, bounce shot corner. We're tied at 5.
Sorry, what were you saying about trailing?
I wasn't saying anything, Blair. You got me mixed up with somebody else, because that was one short trail.
I must have you confused with some good-looking young gentleman.
Yeah, on both counts, you definitely do. So,
well, I mean, when I went down and I went and saw both coaches between halves, and all I got out of Coach McCarthy was shrug of the shoulders. What I got out of Gavin was exactly what I said. We got to start moving our feet. Right there, that gets them back in this game.
Tied for the first time here in this game, as Hannah now working with Aki all over him, gets it to Curran. Teams, of course, at full strength here, and going to work is Owen Boyle. Boyle, 10 on the shot clock. Skip pass down low and tried to connect with Boyd. And that's a back-in call. So good heads-up play there by McMahon to regain possession. And Boyd to regain possession for the Steelhawks. That pass zipped inside. Good child behind the net. Crease dive, and beauty job there by Nagy to again close that off. And the Outlaws now will work it up over the timeline.
Great job by Nagy to close that off. Very poor on Whitby's part to take great possession turnover and then turn the ball over within 5 seconds.
Well, and I tell you, if you're Oshawa, you haven't got a whole lot out of St. John, and you're in a tie game. So you got to figure once his engine gets revved up, and he's a master at doing a lot of the little things that you don't see. Simons tried to force one up. That's going to go in transition now, and on the move racing is Nick Webb. He'll think better of it, and he'll hold on to it, wait for some assistance, and it comes in Cody McMahon.
I'm not 100% sure it's all John St. John that's doing it. I think Whitby's doing a great job defensively on him, not letting him get his looks.
And you're right, so shouldn't point the finger so much as say it's been some tight D here on both sides, as now it's going to be Gilray. Looking for a screen from McNabb. Nothing on the roll. He'll kick it back out. Laskowitz swinging around Katoni on the left. Katoni with the duck in. Goes to the overhand. Harushka. Close that off easily. And they're going to move it up now with McCrory. He's going to lean in. McCrory going to try to take Gage Board. McCrory, quick shot. Nagy right where he should be. Doesn't get out of position too often. And now Board. He will flip, give way, and it's Simons. McNabb one-on-one. McNabb going to exploit that on Boyson. Goes to the bounce. Too much bounce on that. And possession will go up the other way. Under 12 minutes to go here, third quarter, tie game. Mickle almost had that strip by McNabb. He'll flip, and a good job to run under it by Boyle. Boyle's shot, looking for that top corner, didn't have it. Diachenko picks it up, dumps it down low. Boyd, quick shot, he's wide of the mark. Goes behind the net. Cecil battling back there. He's going to come away with it, and he'll move it up. One quick pass. Aki with Kelly on him. And that's a tough customer in Rowan Kelly, as he'll be on you like a piece of Velcro. Gilray. They'll swing it around. Gilmore working to Katoni. One-on-one. Farthing on him. Katoni looking for the roll. Not there. Laskowitz now. He'll look for a screen. Doesn't need a whole lot of room. Gets in closer, but that angle closed off by Harushka. And now he will move it up, and here come the Steelhawks.
That offensive set, Oshawa had absolutely zero movement on the opposite side of the ball. None.
Got to get that weak side movement as Goodchild chased out of there. Gets it back. They'll swing it over to Hannah. Not able to connect. 6 on the shot clock. He gets worked over by Wallace. Wallace still on him. Hannah flipped back. Goodchild. Spin. Ran right into DeBrone. And that's in the back of the net. But no goal, the call. DeBrone lucky he didn't get tagged with a penalty there. And Oshawa now will move it up.
Well, I think that was a good check to the front, and his own stick hit him in the face.
No substitute for a good cross-check as Gilray took his eye off it. That's going to be an over and back call, and McCrory will pick it up as we slide a bit closer to the 10-minute mark here, third quarter, tie game. Semi-final number 1 here of the Arena Lacrosse League 2022 playoffs on the pick and roll. Not able to connect was Mickle, and now it's going to be Gage Board. Board will think better of it. He puts on the brakes, has Hamley all over him, and now they'll set things up on O. Simons, St. John, runs into a wall and Kelly. McNabb, 10 on the shot clock. McNabb looking for the roll. Flip, hands off the post. So Simons, St. John now fishing it out of there. In there as a scrum ensues, and a good job by the Steelhawks to come away with it and possession. 9:15 to go. Farthing used every bit of that 8 seconds to get it over the timeline. And now Hannah on that right side looking for a screen from Hanrahan. Kicks it to Goodchild. Gets it back. Hannah ducks in. Gets another screen. Working on an angle. Goes hard. Saved by Nagy. Picked up by Manderville. Manderville going to try to use his speed to outrun Goodchild, but that's a veteran right there, and he closed that off, and now it's Romancic. Romancic with Manderville hounding him. He'll dump it off. Goodchild. Good man-to-man defense by the Outlaws. Goodchild has room. Lets it go. Nagy, big save. Transition now. Back come the Outlaws. No numbers, though. Bodies laying all over the carpet. Wallace will pull it up and hold it up. 8:20 to go here. Catoni will swing it around to McNulty. McNulty back to Catoni. Catoni, Boysono to beat. Gets a shot off, but Harushka right there. Rebound picked up. Fresh clock. Oshawa. McNulty in tight. Off the post. And Harushka getting a little help from his friends. The iron on each side. And now it's shot. Shot has room. Shot bounce. Nagy closed those wickets. He'll look up the other way, heads up, and missed the ball, and it's DeBrone. DeBrone stopped by Harushka. End to end we go here, as Kelly now will be a little more deliberate and get it to McCrory. 7.5 to go here. And I hope your seatbelt's fastened, because this one is going to go down to the wire. Late coming out is Boyd. Mickle, bounce off the post. That's going to be a reset, and that will take us to our officials' timeout. Alterna Savings and the All are excited to promote the second annual National Lacrosse League Alterna Cup competition this season. Canadian teams are competing in head-to-head matchups to capture the cup and be crowned the top Canadian team in the NLL. Check out NLL.com and Alterna.ca for the up-to-date standings and schedule. Circle K and the Froster Active Kids program are proud sponsors of the Arena Lacrosse League and Junior All program. You can purchase a Froster at your nearest Circle K store. Thank you, Froster Active Kids. And I'd like to take this second just to shout out my family. Glad to have them all here in attendance. Of course, Uncle John Hanrahan has shown up as a phantom in the night, and we see him in the day. So we are glad to see him as well. So it's a family affair here as everyone's out to support Cole Hanrahan and the Whitby Steelhawks, except me, of course, non-biased.
I'm not even getting into that debate. I can get in enough trouble on my own. I don't need any help.
That's a good idea. You stay out of it. Of course.
Of course, you can get me in enough trouble,
Well,
too.
of course. You look on the flip side, and you got the St. John crew out here as well. So all good in the hood.
Paul's sitting there being polite and nice. Why do we got to bring him into this?
Sometimes you just got to drag in those innocent bystanders. That's just part of the way things go. That's why they're innocent bystanders. McMahon with 7:15 to go. Teams 5 aside. Kick it back out. Mickle looking along to Boyd on that right side. Tagori on him. Speed on speed. Boyd going to try to lean in. Gets it out. Not able to connect. Still got 10 on the shot clock. Hannah. Mickle from way out. Nagy, good save there. And it's going to be Aki now that raced to the net. Aki had a step. And he thought better of it. We'll get it to Nolan, and then they'll let their offense take control. Simons. Katoni. Simons let it go wide of the mark. Rebound picked up and tried to pocket that was Gilmore. But angle covered by Harushka. Now it's Hamley. Hamley doesn't have the numbers. He'll think better of it. Gets it to Goodchild. And he'll wait for the rest of the offense out there. Trailing late on the roll. Hanrahan not open. Gets it to Hannah. Swinging around left side. 10 on the shot clock. 1-on-1. Hamley got a shot off right on target. Nagy closed that. Smothered the rebound. Got it to McDonald. We're under 6 minutes to go here in the third. Laskowitz. Finished third in the overall scoring. Katoni. He's been quiet in this game. Defense has been tight on him as Kelly. And it looks like those two mixing it up. And Katoni maybe biting off a bit more than he can chew. And we'll see if they both go or it's just going to be Katoni.
No, it's both of them. The original penny was on Whitby, and then Katoni retaliated with a little punch right to the mask.
So Katoni's certainly going. Kelly's definitely going. Kelly's wondering what he did, but like you said, it looks like Kelly got the initial slashing penalty, and Katoni just took exception. And Katoni may be a little bit frustrated here in this game. Hasn't really been able to get the openings that he's used to having. Power play unit with Gilray out there. McNabb on that right side. Laskowitz at the top. St. John McNulty on that left side. Look for a screen. St. John lets it go. That's a good overhand, but I thought it caught a bit of the goalie. Nothing doing. Possession now to Boissonneau and the Steelhawks.
If it caught any of them, it caught a piece of his sweater.
Romachich trying to turn the corner, couldn't do such, and Boyle. And Nagy.
If you're going to take that long shot, you got to get some ball movement before it happens, and they're just letting the goalie turn and set when, like, they got all day.
Simons gets a step, dumps it off. St. John buries it in the low corner. John St. John, first lead of the game for the Outlaws.
Yeah. And again, I don't know how many times we got to say it. Quick ball movement made that goal. With the quick ball movement, you get the defense turning. With the quick ball movement, you get the offense going. And that's exactly what happened.
Great
shot
pass
by St. John.
To thread the needle to get it to St. John right on the doorstep. And he didn't have a whole lot of time to get rid of that. And a beauty shot right in that corner. That's why he was the league's leading scorer. And Whitby now, we'll see how they respond here as they have led from the opening faceoff. First time they're trailing in this game. Looking to turn the corner there, but nothing doing was Boyle. They'll swing it around. Hannah ducks in twice, spins around, gets it over. Romachich working in tight end. What a finish. Danny Mickle in traffic and on time, tied at 6.
Unbelievable how you can let a guy stand a foot from your crease for about 10, 12 seconds because that ball went twice on the right-hand shooters. He gets in there. Then it comes over to the left-hand shooters, and he's still in there. Like, either that, you got to either take care of that stick or take care of him. But still, great situation to cover the ball and put it in the net.
Well, Hannah was shucking and jiving for a while down there, and here comes Boyle. And he decided to take it right into Nagy, and St. John now at the other end. St. John going to go one-on-one. St. John trying for that top corner. Rebound. Simons bails him out, and he'll dump it back to St. John. St. John will slow it up right here now and let the rest of the offense come. Iso dumps off looking for McNulty on the give and go. Gone and went. St. John ducking in. Inside out, and it trickles in. John, St. John, how you like me now?
Great move by St. John, being a left-hand shot, realizing that if he keeps his stick on the left side towards the center of the floor, he's going to get it at least touched. So he crossed over. He didn't switch hands. He crossed over and took the shot from the right-hand side. And it just trickled through.
Kid is crafty for sure, as he has gone on his own 2-goal run to restore the lead. And Steelhawks now looking a little flustered with 3.5 to go here in the third, as they'll go back to work swinging around to the right side. Boyd's been quiet here in the second half. Hanrahan tried to unleash the bounce shot, had a little too much bounce on the ounce, and possession will go back to the Outlaws.
Well, it's funny. Other than when we went up 4-1 at the start of the game and then it came back to 5-4, we've really only had 2 3-goal runs in this entire game.
Defense has been tight. Goaltending has been exceptional. Laskowitz, the flip up high, McNabb, and that was a bit of a suey flip as you're setting your teammate up for a good hard hit in Edwards. He'll wait. Boyle, another dangerous skip pass, but a good job by Diachenko to beat Sear to that loose ball. Mickle now will swing it around, think better of it, and gets it half boards left side. And that pass picked off, and it's Sear. Sear ducks into one, but just got enough of him, did Boyle. And dodging a bullet there with the Steelhawks.
Poor floor management by Whitby. They had an overload with 4 lefties and 1 righty. You got to get the ball to the right-hand side and let that guy go one-on-one.
You do. Hanrahan, isolated one-on-one. Tompkinson on him. Kicks it off. McMahon looking to give it back. Nothing doing. And it's good job. Down low and trying to connect with Hanrahan. He was covered tightly. And DeBrone now with under 2 minutes to go here in the third. McNulty. He'll remain out there on offense. Simons now. Kick it over. St. John wasn't able to corral that pass. Shot now working with Farthing. 2-on-1. Shot. Takes it himself off the crossbar. Rebound and good hustle there by Hanna as he tracks down that loose ball with 1:20 to go here in the quarter. Big loose ball there by Hanna. McMahon now working it, and they'll swing it over to Diachenko. Stefan Diachenko working one-on-one. He'll peel out. Gets it to good shot. No angle there at all. And that shot over the net as we are into the final minute.
If you're going to get that ball on that pass from the corner, you can't take 2 steps to take the shot. You got to let it go right away.
Got to keep the game simple. Curran on St. John. Laskowitz, bit quiet in the third. Laskowitz looking for his opening, dances with the one hand, looking to let it go. Good skip past St. John. Down low, and that's going to work. No goal the call as McNulty had the toes on the paint. And 35 seconds left. Whitby's going to try and tie this one up. Good defense there to close that off. Trailing. Hanrahan! Robbed by Nagy. Best scoring opportunity of the game for Hanrahan. And Veltman now. Simons. Net empty at the other end. Final shot here for the Outlaws. 7 on the game clock. St. John. No look. And trying to quick stick Laskowicz, closed off by Harushka with 2 seconds left. And Boissonneau's going to air it out, and we have played 3. 7-6 Outlaws. Fasten your seatbelts as we get set for the final 15 minutes here at the ILA on the Six Nations of the Grand River Reservation. Semifinal number 1, Arena Lacrosse League 2022 playoffs.
If I fasten my seatbelt, I won't be able to see over the board in front of me.
Listen, you do enough backseat driving anyway, you don't have to worry about that. Cecil battling on the boards as that ball slides out, and Hannah now will bring it back for the Steelhawks. So I think, Blair, important for Whitby to get off to a good start here in this final 15.
Actually, it's important both sides of the ball. You're right, but I think the biggest thing Whitby's got to do is keep their defense going.
Boyle going to try to knock it back. That's going to be a violation. And Oshawa now going to get a chance as boards pass from Aki. Wasn't a good one, but great hustle to gather the loose ball, and that's what your veteran leaders do. And now Laskowitz. McNulty. Katoni. Lets that go off the post. So that was a bullet. And hustling for it is Braden Curran. And in the transition extraordinaire, not able to track it down, Katoni. St. John trying to spread the floor. Takes the inside route. St. John's going to look for an opening. Ducks back. Again, kicks it out. Katoni. He's going to let that one go. Laskowicz, great hands to corral the rebound under 10. Working in traffic, St. John. And Haruska with the curling sweep. And intercepted by McDonald, will keep the possession for the Outlaws. St. John with some room, isolated one-on-one. He's going to put his shoulder down. Got a good shot off, but Harushka was up to the task, and now it's Ursu. Doesn't have numbers, right stick side though. So he will wait, think better of it. McMahon, the veteran, comes out of the back door and picks the top corner, tied at 7.
And that in reality is the first good shot that McMahon's been able to take with nobody within 5 feet of him. But good transition by Whitby. I got to tell you, it was good transition by Oshawa as well. But in that situation, Whitby came out on top. They got that delay guy coming out of the box, and he was wide open.
Off the draw here, it's Aki battling, and Tagori now with great speed, peels out of there, and he'll move it up to Cecil. $12:40 to go here in the fourth. Tied at 7. Someone's going to punch their ticket to tomorrow's all-championship final. Looking for a step, and no goal called as Simons tried to extend with the crease dive. And now it's going to be Farthing and the Steelhawks to try to get it over the timeline. Wallace is going to harass him just a little. And they'll flip. And Goodchild. McMahon! Where have you been, Cody McMahon? Second goal in as many minutes, and it's 8-7 for the Steelhawks.
I'm just going to take a rough guess that Cody McMahon just scored 2 goals and didn't take any more than 15 steps off the bench.
I think you'd have to say right. It was 15. You might have to subtract 5 at least because he only took 2 the first time. That one was only 5.
And both those shots, exact same place, short side high.
Off the draw, Manderville will get it to Tompkinson. Move it around, Katoni Rungsick. No look, Manderville! And the rookie almost pocketed one. Curran now racing over the timeline. No numbers. Got to heads up that back door. It's been very effective for the Steelhawks here in this fourth quarter. Diachenko will swing it across to Mikkel. Diachenko gets it back. Hanrahan, he's got some room. Looking to duck in, gonna have to hurry, gotta let it go. Hanrahan on the run. That one gets knocked down. Possession to the Outlaws. And we're gonna have a penalty. It looks like it's gonna be an illegal cross check, and it's gonna go to the Outlaws.
Peyton Wallace. 2 minutes, illegal cross check.
So
this is a huge kill right now, and conversely, it's a huge power play.
0 for 3 with the man advantage are the Steelhawks. They've given up a shorthanded goal, and they'll work it around with McMahon at the top. You've got Boyd, who's been quiet and hand on that right side, and McMahon is feeling it. That one off the post. Aki off to the races. Wrong stick side, so he will think better of it. Work some clock with 1:35 to go in the penalty. Both teams have had 3 power play opportunities. This, of course, the 4th for Whitby. Katoni working in the double team, and that's a tough haul there, as a double team in the Arena Lacrosse League means you're going to get manhandled. And Hamley now will trot it over the timeline with 1:05 to go.
Double team in any lacrosse league means you're going to get manhandled.
Usually, as Boyd now will step in, try to gap that box, swinging around Hannah. No look, skip, and what a finish. So you talk about the delivery from Boyd, the finish by Hannah. First power play goal they've gotten in this game, and it's 9-7.
Great quick stick, underhand, took the pass about shoulder high, just continued it down, took the goalie's line of sight and changed the position of the ball. But you're starting to see, or what we're seeing right now, is what Whitby did in the first 6 minutes of this game.
Seem to have gotten back to plan, as Boyle now will do a double take and try to race through. He's going to have to try to get some help, and he does from Boyd. Boyd gets it to Diachenko, and they'll now look for some room with Boyd on the right side. Boyd has room and too much bounce. Good job to keep it in the offensive end. And shot clock's going to wind down, and Oshawa will let it do such with 9:51 to go here in this fourth quarter. Whitby has restored a 2-goal lead. That's been the largest lead. Largest lead of this game has been 3. That's when Whitby led, 4. Whitby led 4-0. And now St. John. Some work to do. Simons trying to tuck that in the far side. St. John does a good job to outmaneuver Kelly. Got to hurry, 5 on the shot clock, and transition defense numbers for the Steelhawks. Webb has Kelly with him. And a bad pass to Goodchild, and not sure what happened to DeBrone. But he's clearly in some distress.
I'm not sure if he caught the turf or whether he collided. I was watching that.
So I'm not sure now. Did you see a collision, Bill?
All I saw was him go down. I was following the ball to the corner, and I'm not sure whether he caught the turf or there might have been some that's easy for me to say. Incidental contact on the going towards one coming up the floor, one going to the bench.
Well, he does wear 2 knee sleeves, so not quite sure. Maybe something happened on the cut or the pivot, or I didn't see anyone near him. And
there was one bending over him after he was down, but I couldn't see what I really. Oops, sorry. I really didn't see what exactly transpired.
Gilmore now will get it to St. John. St. John, a little more aggressive, good skip pass. That one, no, skip for skip is picked up, and it's Romancic. Has no one with him. Romancic. Good save by Nagy. Rebound. Romancic, size. Body Tompkinson off that ball. And Whitby now with a fresh 30.
Real good hustle right there.
Looking for Hanrahan on the cut. And back comes Aki. And Aki taking a bit of a nap there. Almost had it stripped by Ursu. And now they'll settle things down. Oshawa going to have to be deliberate here. Simons. Work it across, right side, skip St. John. Quick shot! That's why he leads the league in scoring. That's exactly what his team needs.
And Boiseno right now is, you saw the look, or we saw the look on his face. He just looked to the sky and he went, I just messed up. And basically he did. He let St. John get that shot away using him as a screen and didn't try to do anything about it. Great shot by St. John, though. I almost said Paul St. John.
Well, I tell you, I seen his dad do a lot, but I never seen his dad do that. So, Boiseno off the draw. That's why we make him new and improved, Mr. Campbell. Swinging around, 9-8 game. Under 8 minutes to go here, semifinal. Diachenko, 1-on-1, 10 on the shot clock. That goes off a helmet. Loose, good child battling. Sear in there, flips it up. Diachenko dumps it down low. Up, down, and Nagy read that fake like a novel, and it's Gage Board. Looking at the back door. He's got Laskowicz. Going to try to get a better angle. Board, McNulty. McNulty peels out. No look, had Laskowicz standing there like a statue for 2 days, but couldn't get him the ball in time. Katoni. St. John, McNulty off the shoulder. Rebound, loose. Kelly runs into St. John. And the flip up. Farthing. Over the net. So Farthing had a chance to collect his second of the game. Couldn't find any part of that net, and now St. John, give and go with Katoni, has it picked off. And Ursu goes to the middle. Ursu shot. Nagy save. St. John the other way. Backdoor. Katoni all alone. Saved by Harushka.
Oh, man. Whitby. 4 guys all deep, almost at crease level. 9 feet away from the goal line and nobody on defense. They got away with murder right there.
Well, murder she wrote as there's 6:38 to go in our final officials timeout. And everyone in the building has been treated to some outstanding lacrosse here, as it's a 1-goal game. Invite to the championship, Blair, on the line.
You made a comment earlier when we first went on the air about which team's going to, like, the rest or playing. And I think something that was brought to my attention is I'm wondering right now if Oshawa, we're not seeing a little bit of goalie fatigue here in Nagy, because he played a lot of lacrosse last weekend.
Well, and again, like you called it, it's about one flip or the other. I mean, you know, you look at it, and Oshawa with a slow start, of course, 4-1 at the end of one, but battled back 5-4 at the half. So you got to figure if fatigue is going to come into play, it's going to be now in the fourth quarter.
Yeah, and that 4-1 lead with the shots that Whitby was getting would be a good reason for that to happen. It's like we teach on when you're on offense, engage your defender. Make your defender work. Make your defender push you. The reason for that is the more you do that, by the time the third quarter rolls around, fourth quarter rolls around, the defender's tired.
There you go, as you heard it straight from Mr. Campbell, as the Steelhawks now with Mickle on that side. Zip pass. Boyd, hand. He's going to let that go. That goes off to Guri. Battling for it and looking down. Good job to retain possession, but no reset. 5, Mickle! And he slips that through the underarm, and it's 10-8, Whitby.
He put that ball in about a 3-inch space. But for every possession or goal you get offensively, there is a defensive mistake. And you hate to say this because some of them are just great goals, which that was. But Oshawa forgot to make that switch on the pick on the guy coming across the middle.
6:12 to go here. 2-goal lead for the Steelhawks. Want to thank you for tuning in. Lance Witt alongside Blair Campbell, working with JVI Productions as always. As Whitby now seems to have gotten the momentum right back, and Oshawa looking a little flat-footed here as we wind down under 6 minutes. Hannah. Time right now on the side of the Steelhawks, although you got to keep playing. Don't play that keep away. Shot deep in the shot clock will result in a possession, and Sear now will move it over the timeline. See if the Outlaws have one last little zip left in them here as Gilmore tracks down that loose ball, gets it over to Catoni. Catoni's been quiet. Haven't got much out of him, and that shot wide. Simons tried to bury that one. And it's going to be the Steelhawks that come away, 2-on-1. They got numbers, McCrory and Webb. Webb goes low, but Nagy right there with the pad to make the save. Tompkinson back the other way. Looking for Laskowicz. Instead out the back door. Laskowicz tried to tuck it. Big save there by Harushka. And we will take it back the other way with the Steelhawks.
I'll tell you what, if Whitby can open it up to a 3-goal lead, knowing what's on that bench, I guarantee you they'll be taking almost every 30 seconds down to the last second or two.
That would be a good decision with time being on their side. That's a good fake from Boyle, but certainly didn't fool Nagy. But there's Hannah, and Hannah has done an outstanding job battling for loose balls and winning them, giving his team possession. Those are the little things that win you games. Boyd was off to a hot start. He's cooled off since, and they've done a good job, and it's Tagore. Tagore with blazing speed. He'll zip that across to McNabb. McNabb now. We'll wait for the rest of the offense. We're at the 4-minute mark here. Catoni, half boards left side. Zip past McNabb. McNabb trying to duck in. Good defense by Boissonneau. Boissonneau overplaying the stick side. A fresh clock here, and it's St. John. Scooping that up off the carpet. Avoids 2 defenders. Backhand McNulty. McNulty kick it back out, knocked down. And it's Farthing.
Whoa.
.320 to go here. Steelhawks with a 2-goal lead, trying to hang on to book their ticket to tomorrow's final. Hannah, 1-on-1. Shot clock winding down. Catoni, some great D. Hannah got a shot off. And now it's going to be Board. So Catoni playing both ends of the carpet here and slow to get up into that offense. We'll zip it across to Laskowitz. And just too much on that screen and roll. As Kelly now will scoop it up and Webb will move it up. Good child. Boyle will kick it over to Boyd. And here we go with 2.5, Blair. You got to figure every possession they're going to work that clock. McMahon came up with 2 big goals in this fourth quarter to help his team get the lead. And Chris Veltman now will leg it over the timeline, and the Outlaws running out of time. McNulty. Catoni going to try to size it up. Boissonneau working him over. Peels off. Gilray shot steered aside by Harushka in his equipment. And Roman Chuck will get it up. And here come the Steelhawks. We're under 2 minutes to go now. Boissonneau. And he does a good job to keep those feet moving and tiptoeing along that timeline. McMahon. That pass was a good one to Hannah. 5 on the shot clock. Hannah gets it, peels out. Hannah spins back. Just wanted to get something on target. Did that. Minute 30 to go here. 2-goal game. Nagy's going to head to the bench. It's money time here now for the Outlaws. McDonald, he'll give way to Catoni. Whitby trying to tighten the D. Working on a 3-2 zone right now as they're spreading out the floor, pushing the Outlaws back and away from the dotted half circle. McNabb not able to get it. Laskovic bails him out. 5 on the shot clock. Catoni going to have to shoot it. Does. Bounce shot goes off the post and out of play. And with 59 seconds left, possession will stay right here.
And I'll tell you, with the way that Boissonneau has been taking faceoffs, it's going to be a tough go.
St. John, skip, McNabb, underhand. Harushka, and that's a beauty job, although on the carpet. And it's going to be Kelly now, 45 seconds away from a trip to the final. The Steelhawks in the middle. Dump it over, wrong stick side. Good decision to not take a bad shot by Boyd. And Kelly now is going to go for a run. About a 17-second differential shot in game clock. And Kelly's just going to roll it. And a timeout called by the Outlaws with 18.7 seconds left here in this game.
Well, I think everybody here, everybody in this rink knows this ball is going to 1 or 2 players. 7 or 27. Myself, I'm getting the ball to 27 and letting 7 make his moves off a pick and feed him as he goes through the middle. That's my thought process.
So you'd rather have St. John the recipient?
Yes.
Or St. John, so
yes.
not the facilitator, the recipient?
Because Laskovic is more of that big outside shooter. So if you've got the ball in his stick and he's winding up, that's letting St. John step across the middle. That's, again, I'm not the coach, but I know what I'd be looking at.
You've only been around the game for over 50 years, sir, so I think it certainly gives you the right to voice your opinion as we're 18 seconds away from the first invite to tomorrow's final. Outlaws trailing by 2, gonna have to make this happen and make it happen in a hurry. Net empty. Catoni, he's going to zip that up, and they're going to go to work with Gilray. McNabb, give and go. Gilray, McNabb, 2-man game. Nothing doing. Closed off. 10. Shot. Harushka, close that off, and Harushka now with 5 is going to air it out, and that's going to do it. It's going to be the Whitby Steelhawks. As they win this one 10-8, they will advance to tomorrow's Arena Lacrosse League Championship Final.
That was one of the best games we've witnessed in the last 2 weeks. And I say that because there was no garbage. Both teams played lacrosse, and it was ebb and flow. And I guess fortunately for Whitby, unfortunately for Oshawa, the last step went with Whitby.
Well, that's going to do it for us here for this game. Of course, you have to stick around. Semifinal number 2, the Six Nations Snipers, St. Catharines Shockwave. This has been a beauty. Whitby will be at it tomorrow. They will await the winner of the next game. On behalf of my partner, Blair Campbell, JVI Productions, Lance Wynn, League President Paul St. John, we will see you shortly.